Usually when I see something, I can explain it to you, but I am about to show you something really mind-blowing from Cooliris. I just got a demo of it, and it's sort of a photo app. It's sort of a sharing of Google Docs and spreadsheets kind of thing, but you got to see it to understand it, and we're going to discover it right now. Cooliris LiveShare. Who are you?
I'm Austin Shoemaker, CTO and co-founder of Cooliris. I got my first computer when I was 7, and ever since I figured out how to turn it on, I kind of became obsessed with the power that it gave you to create something that you could imagine in your mind. And so many years later, I found myself actually building apps, and back in 2006, we started Cooliris with the goal to transform the way that people experience media on the web. And that's brought us to a point where we're really excited to show you what we've been working on, a new product called LiveShare that's all about visual communication and enabling people to interact around media in a way that's more natural. And really thinking about the context of the message that you're sending. It's about who's sending it to whom, about what time, but how do you make all of this context automatically apparent without requiring a lot of work?
Yeah, it's really remarkable. First of all, I've always wanted a way to share photos from my iPhone to my iPad in live time without having to, do some copying, without having to figure out what a URL is or what the other machine is called. I just wanted it to happen like magic, and you guys shipped that for the first time.
Yeah, it's been a combination of really hard work that our backend team's been doing with some user experience engineering that we've been doing on the app. And really our backend enables us to do things that we couldn't have ever done before. Being able to have a completely real-time database allows us to create a shared space between groups of people across devices. So when I post a photo in one place, it instantly appears everywhere else. And as a UI developer, I love this because I just code against a local model of the data. I don't have to actually think very much about the network protocol. So that really enables us to innovate much more rapidly on top of this backend, whereas otherwise we'd be bottlenecked by the network complexity.
Now, let's talk a little bit about what it is. It's a website and an iPad app and an iPhone app. So it works across those 3 devices right now?
Yeah, so it's a cross-device user-centric experience. So when you jump into LiveShare, you can do that from your phone, from your tablet, or from your web browser. And it's the same experience with the same information and media. So however you come in, you've got your personal world right there. So if you're on your phone, you're more likely to capture photos and videos. So you can just take pictures and take videos, and those are instantly synced to the cloud. So you go back home and those photos and videos are available for you to browse, present, share to groups or social networks. So we think that this is going to be a great way to really connect all the different parts of your life, the way that you capture, organize, share, and then on the receiving side, discover media, and the way that you interact with your friends, family, and work groups around that information.
Now, during the demo, before you turned on the cameras, there was 3 people in my room taking photos on iPhones, and they were instantly showing up on an iPad. Is that right?
Yes.
So how did that happen?
So
I've never seen anything like that. It's really mind-blowing.
The network bandwidth is clearly the limiting factor, but we were trying to think, how do we actually get over this limitation? So the way we handle uploads is we stream the content at lower resolution, followed by the high resolution content. So that means when you're taking pictures, as long as you're taking pictures, we can continue to stream the images to everyone else in the group, or if it's a public stream, to everyone else in the world. And then as you hit idle time, you can then load the rest of the high resolution. So that means that you can share the media instantly, start the conversation, start the process of getting people to discover that, and then allow us to synchronize all of the data in the background.
Now, I could foresee a couple of use cases. For instance, I'm going to the web in December, and there's 3,000 people in a big room, right? And everybody there, most of them have iPhones. It's probably 60% iPhone, 70% iPhone. So all those people could be taking pictures, and it would instantly show up on a bigger screen up on the front.
So one of the things that you do when you take a picture is it's tagged with its location. So we'll be able to group all those photos together and tag them under the LeWeb conference. So that stream now becomes available as a wall on a web browser, on an iPad, and you can plug that into a projector and put that on the wall at the event. So really it's all about empowering people to discover and browse content by context. So if you're at an event, then all of the media, all of the communication that you can see should be organized together.
Now I could see somebody in Times Square, they already have advertising where you can interact with the billboard advertising, you know, standing on the street, you can wave to the ad and see yourself and stuff like that. But now I could actually take a picture and download the Cooliris app and put my picture up on that big screen?
That's the idea. So,
wow.
So the Times Square people would be able to, you know, pre-audit those pictures, of course. But the idea is that anybody can share pictures in Times Square, and then in real time, the moderators can be picking out the best ones and putting them up on the screen.
Now, how do you know that somebody's in Times Square and not 3 streets over?
So when an event starts, you know what the center of the event is. It's where somebody dropped the pin. But as photos are taken, it kind of expands out because we actually look at all the photos that have been tagged with that event. So as the event grows, the bounding box of the event grows. So if you're anywhere in Times Square, you're probably surrounded by people who are taking pictures that are tagged New Year's Eve. And that event will be recommended to you when you take pictures.
Now I can see using this at something like a wedding, for instance, you know, having 80 people all taking pictures from their own point of view at a wedding or a concert or something like that. How do I deal with the photos once I get home? Because you're going to have thousands of photos in this big long stream, right?
Yeah, so this is the kind of thing that everybody wishes they had a solution for. You know, if somebody created a shared album in advance and got everybody at the wedding to upload their photos there, then maybe it would be possible to just do that. We think that the problem needs to be solved bottom up. Everybody starts with their own photos they took on their camera, and we let you create a new stream for the wedding and then just start sharing that with people. And they can just drag and drop all their photos into that stream.
And the dragging and dropping happens live on all devices. So if I'm using an iPad and I look at that stream and you drag over 20 new photos, I see all 20 just show up, right?
Instantly.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What else can I do with this? Because it doesn't do just photos, right?
So you can share text messages, you can share links from your browser, you can share video. Mm-hmm. And one of the cool things you can do with links is if you tap it, then you can browse that web page in the context of the conversation. So you don't actually have to go out to your web browser.
So there's a browser built into the app itself?
Just a mini browser. Mm-hmm. And if you want, you can jump out to your full browser.
Now, I noticed on some of the pages or streams, I guess, there's a map. How did that map get there, and what does it do?
So if you want, when you're sending a message, you can geotag it, and that allows other people to see where your message was posted from. So if you wanted to say, hey, let's meet here, you could just drop a pin, and then everybody in the group can see.
Okay. And on my wedding, can I also say, hey, this wedding was at the Half Moon Bay Ritz, for instance? Or?
Exactly. So when you create a stream, you can associate some basic metadata, and that lets you kind of really, you could even actually create a web page for your wedding, and that would be the stream.
Okay. Are these full resolution photos? Can I print them out on my printer? Can I copy them to the local memory on either my Mac or my Windows machine? Well, first of all, is it Windows too?
So our web version of the product works on any web browser that supports HTML5. Okay. So that includes basically every browser that you would download today. So on Windows, you can absolutely do this. And with HTML5 drag and drop, we actually enable you to drag a large number of files from your desktop to the web, or actually from the web back down to your desktop.
Wow. And they're full resolution, they're not cut up in any way?
Yeah, so one of the decisions we made was we want people to be able to use this as their primary camera. So when you're taking pictures, you're not compromising on quality. And so when we sync photos, we sync the low resolution first, but then we sync the full resolution afterward. So we will store up to some fairly large size, but if in the future you'll be able to actually add your third-party storage account, and that will give you as much storage as you want.
Can I use my DSLR photos on this?
You can.
Because those are 5 megabytes each, maybe even larger now.
So you absolutely can. You can drag those onto the wall, and those will upload as well. We're going to have a limit on the total file size, but it'll be significantly larger than you would be accustomed to.
Okay. if I drag a PDF or a PowerPoint into this, would it work?
So in the first version, we're only going to support image and video attachments. In the future, we're going to allow any kind of document. So the idea is that if you're sharing, let's say, a Photoshop file of a mock-up, you should be able to drag and drop that on your group, and they should be able to open it on the other side.
So this is not just for photos, it's for all sorts of information I want to share with people.
Any kind of information. So you could share a Google Doc, you could share a photo album from another website, and you can actually share files from your local disk.
Is this a replacement for a web server? Can I address this stream? Can I build a website out of this? Or?
Actually, that's one of the cool things. So every stream has got a URL. So you can point people at that. So if I create a new stream, I can give it a name, I can give it metadata, I can give it a bit of a theme, and I can organize information in a way that's really easy for people visiting that page to browse.
Yeah.
So through organizing, I'm able to communicate and present my content to other people.
Now, technically, when I shoot on an iPhone, does the photo go up to your servers and then back down to your iPad, or does it have a peer-to-peer kind of thing?
So right now it goes up to our servers and then back down. So that shows pretty much how fast it works. In the future, we're looking at doing a peer-to-peer synchronization. If you're on the same local network, we could definitely sync files faster. Though we expect that in a lot of cases, the people who are sharing with each other will be on different networks. How
technically difficult is it to do this so fast?
So I think that there are two parts of the challenge. One is on the client side and the other is on the back end. And I'm really excited by the progress that we've made. It's been about a year of work, in particular on the back end side of this. And well, I would say it was a fun project, not the easiest thing to build.
Yeah. Is it using HTTP or is it using some weird streaming protocol that you guys came up with?
So when we got started, we decided we wanted something that would work everywhere, and so we built a protocol layered on top of HTTP. So even if you're in a firewalled environment with a buffering proxy, we're still going to get our messages through. And we said, hey, in the future, as a next step, we can build a binary protocol that works in a more normal network environment.
Very cool.
But that's just getting more performance out of it. We're already getting most of the performance by being smart with how we handle data flow on the back end and how we handle media transfer on the client side.
Are these going to be free apps? Can I download them for free?
100%.
So how do you guys make money with this?
So we make money already in our browser plugin through advertising, our traditional products, the Cooliris wall. And with this product, we're just looking to build a highly engaged audience. And we think that one of the opportunities to monetize is in location-based sponsored content or information. So we're looking for generally in advertising ways that we can connect the user with products or services in a way that's much more personally relevant. So it feels less like advertising and more like content.
So if you're sitting in the Ritz in Half Moon Bay with your iPad looking at the day's photos, you might see some ads on the left side somewhere saying, hey, there's other things to do.
Yeah, you can discover there's an event over here. You can buy tickets. You can invite your friends to go see a movie. Right now, we're completely focused on creating the best user experience for visual communication. So we're convinced that we'll be able to solve monetization.
Very cool. What other form factors, tablets are you going to support Android and HP's touchpad and RIM's playbook, that kind of thing, or are you just going to stay on Apple for now?
So we're on iOS today and web today. And we're working on Android, and we're hoping that we're going to be able to make the web experience into a first-class application. So we're already leveraging WebGL on the browser to create a fully rich 3D experience for engaging with this content. And that will hopefully work on tablets and other devices. Future platforms, that'll depend on what users want. So we're listening.
Okay. What about Apple TV? Downstairs, I have an Apple TV hooked up to my big 60-inch TV. Do you guys use that in any way?
So if you share video, you can play it on the tablet, and if you have AirPlay, you can play it on your television with one click.
And AirPlay is the protocol that works with the Apple TV. So
That's right.
If you have an Apple TV, it works. If you have a Google TV, it doesn't work, right?
Well, that's interesting you say that, because we're actually looking at ways that we can stream video to Google TV as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we're going to watch you guys, because it's already remarkable, and it's going to be interesting to see what else you build out with this. Really cool stuff. Where do we learn more about it, and where do we follow you guys?
So liveshare.com is our website, and you can follow us at Cooliris on Twitter.
Very cool. Thank you so much. It's really
Thanks.
great stuff. It's not every day I'm blown away, man. You guys blow me away.
We're looking forward to bringing this to market.